I accidentally saw evidence that my husband could be cheating.
Well, at least it's a could be.
I, 30 female, don't know where exactly to start. My husband, 32 male, is working late tonight, or that is what he says. So I thought I'd take some time to write in and ask for advice. We have been together since college, married for the last 8 years, right after college grad for me. By the way, this comes from I Think It Might Be Over. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. And I'm Angie.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Riley.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. So we're just going to try to guess what we would do in this situation, but let us know what you would do in the comments down below. So, we were perfect for each other. Many friendships have come and gone, but we've always found contentment in each other. Both adventurous and did some traveling together when we were first married. We argued, but not a lot. We had kids. The first one that was a planned child was 6 years ago. Second, surprise child. And the last is now 3. Since having kids, it's been tough to get time together. Both of our parents live a few hours drive away. There aren't many babysitters that we've found that can handle our rambunctious boys. Husband works a demanding, stressful job and has had to cancel vacation plans more than once over the last 6 years because of a terrible boss. We were seeing each other for what felt like minutes every day, and our children, while wonderful, demanded a lot of our time and energy. His boss changed about 6 months ago. Immediately, his hours became more reasonable and his stress levels went down. Still long hours and travel some days, but better. We had evenings together again, but something was different. It felt like we were strangers, just roommates who had kids together. We were just so exhausted from the last few years that we must have spent a couple months using any spare time we had once the kids were in bed, crashing, watching Netflix, etc. Just boring stuff, and all along I felt very disconnected from the man who was supposed to be my partner. So we talked about it. I told him that I missed him. We had a few conversations about feeling disconnected. We hired a sitter, went on some dates, and things started to feel better. He's been more loving and attentive. He bought me flowers again. I was feeling so hopeful, like I was getting my partner back. About a month ago, I noticed something that I think I wasn't supposed to. He has been talking about this work trip coming up for a week in August. It's been a bit of a sore spot for me since in my mind, summer is for family vacations, not work trips. But I've been being understanding. However, when he was in the shower, his phone beeped, and I saw an email from someone named Allison entitled, Our Trip.
With an exclamation point?
With an exclamation point. Our trip. Doesn't necessarily sound like a work trip.
Doesn't sound very worky to me.
Yeah. I felt a little weird looking at it, but when I asked him about it, he checked his phone and told me that it was a spam email.
What?
Doesn't sound, that's not the kind of spam emails I get.
That's the
Don't know about
worst
you guys.
cover I've ever heard.
Yeah,
That's clearly not a spam email.
right. That's crazy. I didn't think of it after that, but since then, I haven't seen his phone left out again. I found something else about a week ago. It was a receipt for a jewelry store, and it was a sizable sum. Money has never really been terribly tight for us, but even I was surprised by how much it was for. I felt a sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach, and I admit I looked for his personal laptop to see if I could snoop through his emails. But he had taken his personal laptop to work, something that he had never done before. I was getting nervous, but somehow didn't want to bring it up with him. Maybe I was trying not to believe it, but this morning I found his credit card bill in his sock drawer. Why was he hiding it, you ask? There were transactions going back over the last month, all for stores that men typically don't shop at. I added them up and he has spent a few $100s on what looks like women's clothing and lingerie. I haven't seen anything from these stores in our house, so who are they for? He is working better hours, but still away some evenings. He could be spending at least an evening a week with someone else. I don't know what to think, but I fear the worst. Is there someone else? Was I too unavailable when our kids were younger? Is he going on a trip with them? Is it this Allison person? What am I going to do if he leaves me? He's buying her presents, for God's sake. Doesn't that usually mean a man is moving on or falling in love somewhere else? I don't know what to do. I don't know any of his passwords, so I can't snoop. I could call his office to make sure that he's actually there when he says he is, but if I talk to anyone, I think I'm just going to start bawling again. He should be home in a few hours. What am I going to do? I don't want to raise my kids alone. I don't want to be alone. Any advice, please? And there are some comments and way more to this story, but what would your advice be?
Well, bro, I don't know what to tell you because it's like you don't want to raise your kids alone and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And it's like, maybe you can find a different partner. But it sounds like he's cheating on you with this
Yeah.
woman.
Right.
Going on a trip with her. He's lying to you. He's breaking all the trust. He's breaching his contract.
Yeah.
Even though you have evidence of he could be, I think it's very clear
Yeah.
that he is.
100%.
There's not really
yeah.
any reasonable explanation for him buying an outlandishly expensive piece of jewelry
Yeah.
for not you.
Yeah.
You know where that's going. It's
Yeah.
going to someone else.
Yeah, I think first thing that you should do if you can, if you have some sort of like joint bank account, get rid of that. You just get your money out of there so he can't like steal from you or something. But yeah, I think grab the credit card bill. I think it's more of like how you're going to do it rather than what should you do, because you can't just put up with it and let it happen. So you have to tell him. Of course you don't want to be alone, but I mean, yeah, I don't think anyone would want to be alone in
Yeah.
that situation, but unfortunately, he's not someone worth staying around. But we do have some commenters. Drink Male Tears says, show him the receipt you found. Ask him to explain why he's been buying women's clothing and jewelry. If the reason is totally innocent, like he's been quietly squirreling away gifts for you, he should be able to explain it easily. If he gets defensive, accuses you of distrusting him, or otherwise tries to make an argument about your behavior instead of answering the question, you have your answer. If he is in fact cheating, lawyer up immediately. Even if you have to shoulder the burden of parenting more or less on your own from here on out, you can do everything in your power to ensure that he has to contribute fairly to your kids' living expenses. OP responds, even the idea of raising the kids without him makes me want to puke. It's not the money, it's the lack of a partner. I'll show him the receipt when he gets home. I don't know if I'll be coherent or not, but if he was getting gifts for me, I would think I would have seen something hidden around here, but I've torn the house apart today looking. There's nothing. He's never bought me clothes before. I can't remember the last time he bought me lingerie. Maybe before we had kids? And there is an update. Yeah, I feel like you could ask, like, how good the lingerie looks on Allison.
Yeah.
Like-
Just something.
Yeah. What does that look like?
I don't want to know.
I mean,
Well, it would be more of a just like a.
it's like, what?
Were you even getting
told you that?
You're crazy. Yeah, maybe take a picture of the credit card bill too, just in case. Like, I don't know if you could use that, to in a divorce or something like that, and it, like,
Yeah.
give it to a lawyer.
Yeah, I think
That sucks. That sucks, dude.
you gotta start making moves.
Yep. So, update. There's an edit. The comments are making me very scared. I am thankful for everyone who is talking to me, though, even when it's hard to hear. I've calmed down a bit, no longer sobbing, and I'm going to call my older sister to talk to a real person about this. She lives a couple hours away, but we have always been close, and she knows my husband well. I will try and update again later. Thank you again to everyone. Edit number 2, I just had a very strange conversation with my sister. Uh-oh, this is weird. I told her everything, was getting really worked up and emotional and crying again, and she interrupted me and told me, sis, it's going to be fine. You need to calm down and talk to husband when he gets home. I promise everything is okay. Hang up the phone, take a bath or something, calm down, and wait for husband to get home. Then she said she loved me, and she hung up. That's a little weird. What the heck is going on with my life today? I feel like she just blew me off. She didn't seem to react to what I was saying. But most commenters here seem pretty sure that something bad is going on. I feel like I'm going crazy. There is a second update. Yeah, I have no idea what that was about. Does your sister have a secret identity?
Your sister's acting funny.
She sometimes go by Allison?
She's funny.
Funny, dude.
You know what'd be
She's
funny?
acting funny.
It's if OP forgot her sister's middle name, and it was Allison.
And it was Allison.
That'd be crazy.
Update number 2. Right after I posted my edit about my sister in the phone call, my husband texted me. He said my sister had called him and he was on his way home. I'm sorry, what? Your sister called your husband? I immediately freaked out because I did not feel ready to talk to him. I was super pissed at my sister for calling him, and to be honest, I felt like the entire world was falling down around my ears. I broke down. I didn't even know where I was, but when I heard the front door open, I realized I was on my knees in the kitchen sobbing. My husband skidded around the corner, and when I saw him, I just started crying harder. He dropped to the ground in front of me and started apologizing, and I just lost it. I started shaking my head and saying, no, 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 over and over again. I couldn't even hear what he was saying. He tried to hug me, and I held my arms out all stiff, like a kid does when they don't want a hug, just holding him back. It took me a few minutes to register what he was saying, but he was repeating over and over, I'm sorry for scaring you. Please listen to me. You need to hear what's going on. I'm not cheating. Please listen to me. Just over and over.
Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, no.
We're about to get flamed in the chat right now.
No.
I
Reddit,
don't
we
get-
jumped to conclusions? Hell no.
What?
We've never done
That's
that.
crazy.
No.
I finally stopped and just said, what? I was just so drained and confused. It was good news. I saw some of the comments in the original post saying maybe it was a surprise, and you folks get the grand prize. The story all came out. After our big talks about reconnecting, he called my sister for advice. My sister's idea was to have him spirit me away for a surprise weekend getaway while she and my brother-in-law took the kids. She connected him to her friend, a travel agent, remember Allison, to get the ball rolling. The plan evolved into my sister and parents trading off with the kids for the week. The jewelry receipt is for a necklace for me to wear out to dinner on our trip. The credit card charges are for some fancy clothes and laundry that he got me for the trip. He took some of my clothes with him to get the sizes right and got a lot of help from the salespeople. He says that they're my style, but they could be bags for all I care at this point. So why the surprise? My sister told him that it would be better if it was a surprise because it would be romantic that way. She didn't count on me finding out early and assuming the worst. I've had mild anxiety issues in my life that have been worse since having kids, but this was the worst it's ever been. I've never felt so totally out of control in my life. He didn't tell me all of this right away. Some of it came out in that first moment in the kitchen, but when I realized it was not the end of my marriage, I pretty much became incoherent with relief. This is embarrassing, but I sobbed so hard that I vomited a little bit. At least it was on the linoleum. The rest, he told me after I calmed down. We talked until late last night. He showed me all the emails, showed me our destination, and we got excited together. I'm not mad at him at all, which he is relieved by. Apparently, my sister called him with a red alert, get home now before your wife calls a lawyer message. Oh my God. She's not great over the phone, it sounds like. Oh my goodness. She knows I have some anxiety issues, so I may have to get after her about the decision to keep this all a big secret from me. Right now, I am too relieved to be upset. And by the way, I would be so incredibly relieved if you decided to go find full episodes with more stories just like this one on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or whatever your favorite podcast app is. Just search OK Storytime. That's where you're going to find it. No surprises there. Yeah, but there's a little bit more to the story, but wow. Yeah. I mean, I did just read a couple more sentences, and it's pretty much the advice I would give.
Here's the advice I'd give.
But yeah.
What is wrong with your sister?
Yeah, let's talk to her about all that.
Not
because,
immediately telling you like, oh my God, no, he's not. Just being like, it's going to be okay. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
You need to be specific in that moment and say, oh my God, no. Oh my God, this has gone so far off the rails.
Yeah.
I need to fix this immediately. Yeah, it's a secret trip. He's taking you on a trip. He's reconnecting with you. He's getting you a gift.
Yeah. How exciting. That's going to be so wonderful. But yeah, the sister, dude, you got to work on your delivery on things. For real. You must.
Really, honestly, I think some people get flustered in
Yeah.
the excitement.
I guess so. But there is a little bit more to this story. I'm a little concerned by how unhinged I became. I think I need to work on that. It's not like me. What am I going to do if a real crisis comes along? Some people were saying that I am codependent, and maybe they're right. But that's for later, right? For now, I'm enjoying my day with the kids and looking forward to my trip. And there are some comments. Comment number 1, Jesus. LOL. When the sister didn't start freaking out, I was like, dang, guess she's the mistress. I'm definitely on Reddit too much, haha. Yeah, that's exactly where my mind went. And I'm 100% on Reddit too much. Probably would have been better for the sister to tell the husband to keep it a secret, but to tell her sister that, hey, husband is planning a surprise. Just so you know, he isn't cheating on you. Yeah, I feel like you can just, the sister totally could have just told her over the phone. Like, no, it's a surprise. I'm in on it. Don't worry. Calm down. Instead of telling her to just calm down and then just hang up.
I think
she's 100% goofy for that.
I think saying calm down really gets the message across effectively.
To all women.
Yep. Especially women.
Yeah. Definitely, as a woman, I confirm. Just tell women to calm down.
They love being told to calm down.
Yeah.
This
Especially when they're really overwhelmed. And
Yeah.
they need to.
Especially if you're a man.
Especially if they're already kind of calm. That's
Yeah.
the best way. That's
Especially-
the best time.
If they're not even wound up and they're
Yeah.
just, I don't know,
They're just-
expressing themselves.
Yeah, that's the best time to tell someone, whoa, 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 whoa.
Just a friendly
down.
reminder.
Whoa,
Just a
whoa.
friendly reminder to stay calm.
Yeah. But that's the end of that story.
My wife's cat used to hate me, but now we're inseparable.
Oh, isn't that just the best love story?
In 2020, I moved in with my then girlfriend, now wife. Along with our shared life came a shared menagerie. I brought my dog, Gemma. She brought 2 cats, Indy and Pico.
Cute name.
I had high hopes that the animals would become some quirky Pixar-style blended family. But I was a fool. By the way, this comes from user Battle-Scarred Bear, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
And I'm Angie.
I'm Riley.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers.
Mm-mm.
We only know what we would do in any given situation, so if you would do something different, tell us what it is in the comments. OP says, Gemma was the sweetest, scruffiest, quietest old mutt you've ever met. The kind of dog who looked like she'd seen things, but mostly just wanted a gentle chest rub and a soft place to nap. She loved cats in a way that felt like she wished they were her pets. She never barked. She didn't snuggle exactly, but she'd lie nearby, always quietly hoping the cats might someday love her back. She was the canine equivalent of a kid on the first day of school holding out a juice box like, friends,
Love it.
friends,
Love it.
friends.
Love it.
Indy, one of the cats, was a calico tabby with the emotional range of a bomb about to go off. Chaos incarnate. She hated the move, hated Gemma, hated everything, really, except for my wife and somehow eventually me. For the first year I lived there, she refused to come down to the first floor. Eventually she came around to me, but she never stopped treating Gemma like an unholy menace. Even once she started hanging out downstairs, she would travel across furniture and windowsills like a tiny, fluffy assassin avoiding pressure plates, just to avoid setting paw where Gemma might have breathed.
Love it.
That's a cat.
Yep. Love it.
Poor Gemma had to give up on her dream of having a cat buddy real fast after getting swatted undeservedly one too many times. And then there was Pico. Pico is a large orange tabby with the emotional resilience of a wet loaf of bread. Anxious, clingy, and completely devoted to my wife, he didn't like me. He tolerated Gemma. He hated cuddles unless they came from his chosen human. If my wife closed her office door, he'd cry like the Romeo understudy in a high school drama class. He'd side-eye me like I was the guy she told him not to worry about. We had an understanding. I exist, and he pretended I didn't. So that was our house for years. Gemma trying to exist peacefully with lingering hope. Indy radiating vibes or snuggling my head with begrudging affection. Pico ignoring me with great enthusiasm. It was an uneasy truce, but it held. 2 years ago, Gemma passed.
Oh.
Peacefully at 16.
Oh.
A few months later, Indy, who had slowly warmed up to me over time, decided I was her person. She got clingy. She'd caterwaul when I left, sleep on my chest and my head and my back, wherever she could drape her angry little body. Full gremlin energy, but affectionate. Recently, Indy's health declined. She had a worsening heart murmur, and about a month ago, we made the difficult decision to let her go gently. She was 17. We were devastated all over again. And then, immediately after Indy's passing, like within a few days, something shifted. Pico changed. Suddenly, the cat, who had been ignoring me for 4 years, became obsessed with me. He sleeps with me at night now, rolls over for belly rubs like I'm some kind of feline massage therapist. He insists on being in my office all day. If I go back to bed, he climbs in and snuggles up like I'm the last patch of sunlight in the universe. He wants me to feed him now, and he'll ignore my wife, his actual person, to come bop my chair and demand attention.
Oh.
Then he purrs like a lawnmower and looks at me with the kind of absolute adoration usually reserved for cult leaders and those who open cans. We didn't change our routine. We didn't rearrange the house. My wife is still very much present and fully available for cuddles, but Pico is acting like I'm his long-lost soulmate, and he's making up for lost time, which leaves both of us, me and my wife, completely baffled. I have several theories. Indy bullied him into keeping his distance, and now that she's gone, he's free to pursue this forbidden human romance. He's grieving and somehow senses I'm grieving too, but it feels less like let's heal together and more like rub my belly, grief monkey. This is a long shot, but he's softening me up for something. I don't know what. He's terrible at being a cat, so probably not me, but definitely something. The shift has been instant and total. I feel like I'm living with a completely different animal. Nothing else has changed. My wife is still here. She is supposed to be his person, but now apparently I am. Has anyone else had a cat pull this kind of emotional U-turn? I feel like I'm living with a completely different animal now. I mean, I'm not complaining. He's a great cuddler, and he's terrible at being a cat, and that's sort of charming in its own right. But I feel like I missed something here. Is this normal? Is this grief? Is he just now realizing I give excellent belly rubs? Is it a glitch in the cat matrix? Or have I been a mark all along? And there is an update. I would say it's probably the cat's grieving and replacing the relationship it had with Indy with you.
Yeah, I would guess that either replacing the relationship or the pets and cuddles and stuff is like very comforting in his grief. And so if he's, seems like he's not grieving with you, but he's just kind of there for all the attention and stuff, maybe that's just helping him with his grief, loneliness.
Yeah.
So it seems like a kind of normal thing. Just lonely.
I think it's relatively normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Update. It's been over a month since I posted about the situation, and I can tell you I'm slowly going insane.
What?
Many of you responded to that post, alluding to some version of the theory that Indy, our cat who recently passed, had claimed me as hers, and that she had kept the other cat, Pico, from me. I have now come to believe this may be true, but not in the way you all thought. I think she was protecting me from him. One might even say she did it for his own good. He does not stop meowing. Am I exaggerating? Of course I am. He's not capable of uttering a constant, repeating, irritating meow every second on the second for all 86,400 seconds of the day. He's asleep for approximately 16 to 18 hours of it. He also spends 10 to 30 seconds per meal inhaling the variety of damp brown pate-like meat pastes we drop onto his ornate flower-shaped ceramic cat dish multiple times a day.
Thank you for clarifying. I really did think that it was, in fact, 24 hours a day.
Just a...
Yeah.
Meow.
Yeah. Not eating, not going out, not sleeping. So thank you. I really appreciate you for clearing that up. Thanks.
Meow. He is capable of keeping up that unrelenting pace of meowing for several consecutive minutes, sometimes as many as 15, bundled together into an episode of mind-eroding sonic torture. It's not loud, it's worse than loud. It's like a psychic lance to my skull, as though someone is tapping on the blackboard of my mind with chalk-dusted fingers, little scratches of nerve-wrenching shocks to my cerebellum over and over and over again. Meow, meow. I have ascertained some of the meanings of his belligerence. The purpose of these verbal, harmful acts are many. Here are just a few of the reasons he has decided to employ this persuasion technique. He would like his breakfast approximately 3 hours early, 5 a.m. He would like a second serving of breakfast. He thinks he can convince whichever one of us didn't serve him breakfast that he hasn't had breakfast yet. He would like some of mine. He would like lunch now. Yes, he has recently decided he would like lunch. He's thirsty. He, of course, has a massive cycling water bowl, but it seems he must announce when he's heading off for a drink. He would like an afternoon snack. He would like my afternoon snack. He is wondering if he can have some of our dinner. He would like his own dinner. He would like my wife to stop singing. He would like to be pet. He would like to be drawn into a cuddle and pet. He would like to be drawn into a cuddle and pet at 1 a.m. He would like to be drawn into a cuddle and pet at 3 a.m. He would like to have a post-breakfast cuddle. He would like to have a post-dinner cuddle. He would like to be elevated onto the bed. He would like to be de-elevated from the bed. Here are 2 things he does not utilize this skill for, warning us he is about to barf a hairball or his dinner onto the bed, letting us know he has failed to reach the litter boxes and has instead opted to poop on the stairs. Meow, meow, meow. And finally, to explain the elevation points and the yet unmentioned and most egregious use of this newfound misuse of his vocal powers, I must explain that my desk where I work most days is in a cubby in our bedroom. Directly behind me is our marital bed, which, in his ascension and self-crowning as king of this domain, he has claimed as his royal throne. Yes, there are stairs installed at the end of the bed. Yes, he is perfectly capable of using them. But no, he does not lower himself to such indignities when his human-powered elevation device is present. To be clear, I am that human-powered elevation device. Not my wife, not any other nearby human, just me. Meow, 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 meow. This leads us to the newest and most heart-melting yet infuriating implementation of his royal declarations. Begging for my attention. Not just my attention, but a very specific form of attention that he bypasses my wife for entirely. She cannot perform this task, apparently only I can. Meow, 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 meow. Even as I write this, he's pawing at the back of my chair, demanding that I perform my duty. That duty is belly rubs. It's not just any old belly rubs. He likes when I grasp him firmly, but gently, press my head against him, and flop him down onto his side. A gesture that began out of pure frustration after being interrupted for the 7th time in an hour. I pressed him to the bed and gave him a fury-fueled belly rub as recriminations for his bad behavior, only to have him start purring loudly.
Oh, this is so funny. I love cats. I love cats. They're so funny.
They're like, get down. And the cat's like,
oh, okay.
Only that forever. You've officially signed up to do that forever.
That's so good.
The same way he used to purr for my wife when she would relent and let him cuddle her in the wee hours. A purr I once interpreted as a petulant, performative, dramatic cat version of, "See, fat man, she loves me more. Meow, 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 meow." Now, weeks later, I must repeat this ritual several times a day. I'm not allowed on the bed with him. I must remain seated in my chair, leaning over him, so he can paw at my shirt or attempt to clean my face. He either wants to be fully on his back, clinging to my arm with his front paws, or slightly on his side, kneading the air like a baker of invisible biscuits. Is it cute? Of course. Is it annoying and inconvenient? Almost exclusively. When I am in meetings, meow. When I am deep in a programming binge, meow. When I am desperately trying to maintain focus on a passage of prose, meow. When I'm trying to watch course material for work, meow. Meow, 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 meow. It's slowly eroding away at my tether. I can feel each utterance pierce into the meaty noodles of my gray matter like an infestation of furry caterpillars crawling amongst my neurons. And yet how can I be angry with him? How can I be annoyed? His aged purr muscles sputtering as I stroke his belly, sounding like an ancient lawn tractor lurching back to life, the engine struggling to turn over even with the choke fully pulled out. Sometimes I try to reestablish my grasp of reality by engaging these mewlings in conversation. Meow. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Meow. No. It's not time for your dinner yet, buddy. Meow. You wouldn't talk to your mother like that. Meow. It's not okay to use that kind of language in this house. Meow. Seriously. Where did you learn that word? It was not from me. Yeah, you've discovered the thing you do. Talk to your cat.
Oh, yeah.
Is it working? I don't know. My wife and mother-in-law find these exchanges hilarious. They don't realize this is my last-ditch effort to keep my sanity. I don't think it's working. I am losing it. He never stops until he gets what he wants. Any sense of autonomy I had as an adult has rotted away. I no longer feel in control of my day, let alone the idea of having any say in my destiny. This is why the Egyptians worshipped cats.
Oh, yeah?
They're like, we have to.
We
They won't
gotta.
shut up.
There's-
I have no choice here. I must comply. I can only choose to endure or comply. There is no relief from it. I have no mouth, but I must meow. Meow, 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 meow. Is this why we often jest about cats owning us? It doesn't feel so funny anymore. It feels horrifyingly, viscerally, unerringly true. I once believed I was terrorized by the other cat, her machinations and demands feeling pointed, but now I wonder, have I been inherited passed like a crown from one master to the next? Is this orange monster my Joffrey?
Oh, no.
I can feel myself coming unglued at times, and the conversations take a darker turn. I'll turn to my wife and say, listen, I'm not 100% on the translation, but I'm pretty sure he's saying he's tired of it here, and he'd like to be taken to the shelter to find a more extravagant home, something more suited to his proclivities. Or I'm pretty sure he just said, it's time to cut the apron strings, and he's ready to get out there and get a job and find a place of his own. I think we should support him in gaining his independence. She finds these less funny, especially since I've repeated them enough that she now warns of severe consequences if I even think such a thing. Do I think such a thing? Only in jest, I assure you. I may be going mad, but I'm not a monster. I would never hurt the cat or any other creature. I'm gentle with them, and I love them more than people, even this cat. This cat, who tests the limits of the love between us. I do love him. I do, I swear. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow. I'm just baffled. Annoyed, certainly, but mostly baffled. Why does he like this ritual so much? Is this play for him? Or some elaborate humiliation ritual for me that I do not yet fully comprehend? If I stop and turn back to my work, he will wait a few minutes, then cry for me again. And when I return, he has stood up again. So being rocked over is part of it, but why? Why is he so particular? What does it mean? What is this?
Oh, it's
Meow,
so
meow,
good.
meow, 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 meow. And by the way, if your cat won't stop meowing, you can just pop in some earbuds and listen to full episodes of stories just like this on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search OK Storytime,
Go.
and you can hear it all.
You sure can. You sure can.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we have a little bit more story, but clearly, this is probably more than half of just a creative writing exercise. But
I love it.
you got to just, at this point, outsource like an engineer to build some kind of machine to give your cat the belly rub order of operations.
Yeah.
Grab, turn on side, flip over, scratch, 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 scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's finish this story.
Let's do it.
I am resigned to my fate. I will act as his personal elevator, and I will serve him his rubs of the belly. I do and will find mental fortitude and emotional sustenance as he enjoys my attention. I will let my heart melt as he grasps my arm, or when he paws my shirt, or when he makes his air biscuits. But why are the air biscuits he makes so slow and so delicious? Even as I write this final line, Pico continues his relentless campaign. He has successfully transformed from the cat who once ignored me into my most demanding and affectionate tormentor. I suppose that's what love looks like in the feline world. Complete and utter domination, wrapped in the softest orange fur and delivered with the persistence of a telemarketer who knows your home. This tangerine terror has claimed me as her own, and I fear there's no going back. And that is the end of that story.